Fiona here from the Discovery Centre with another episode of Small Science. Last week we discussed the questions that adults ask children to help them to learn. So this week I thought we would discuss the questions that children ask, because we all know that children ask a lot of questions. And between the ages of 2 to 5, research has shown that children ask around 40,000 questions. That's a real lot of questions. So I thought it might be useful for us to categorise these questions. So children usually ask around 3 types of questions. Those questions are social, operational, and cognitive. Social questioning has the purpose of creating an interaction with another person. So it's a way of drawing another person's attention to themselves. It's making a connection. The purpose of operational questions is to ask permission to do something or help with engaging in an activity. But the type of questioning we're interested in talking about today is cognitive questioning. Cognitive questioning helps children to gain information and satisfy their curiosity. It's the type of questioning that helps children to learn about the world around them and engage in authentic science, technology, engineering, and mathematical learning. Between the ages of 4 and 5, children are ideally primed for question asking. They have sufficient language skills, their brains are ready to make connections, and they don't have a lot of the preconceived notions that adults have. Interestingly though, research shows us that the quality and quantity of children's question asking drops off at around this age when children enter the early years childhood settings. And that's in part due to the educator's response to those questions. In the past few years, we've become aware that children's questions are actually generally far more complex than the questions that adults ask children. And that makes these questions ideal for inquiry-based learning. Inquiry-based learning refers to children undertaking investigations to answer their own questions, and that's our current pedagogical approach to STEM learning. Children's questioning gives adults an insight to what's significant for the children, and that's often really different to what adults find significant. Okay, so we all agree that children asking questions is really important. So how can we help them to ask better questions? So the first thing that we can do is model what good questions are. So you'll find a bit about what makes a good question in my last video about adults asking questions. My second tip is to get outside. The outside world encourages and prompts all kinds of investigations and amazing questions. My third tip would be, when children ask you a question, ask them one back to help them to start investigating their own question. My next tip would be, show that the child's question is valuable. Investigate what the answer might be together. And my last tip would be, have an area for question asking. So maybe in your lounge room or in your childcare room, have a wall where all the important questions are asked and put up, or something like that. Find out what works for you. And that's all for me today, so I'm going to say goodbye. Make sure you like and comment below if you have any questions or something you'd like to share. I'm always interested to hear. Bye-bye.